new segment. This one I'm calling Kickstarter Hype Check. And this one is going to be a segment where I take a look at an upcoming crowdfunding game that I just thought looked super cool based on what they showed on the main screen. So one thing I do when I create Kickstarter critiques is I go look at upcoming projects, and anytime a company will say, hey, we're launching on X day, a lot of times I will schedule a project for that day just because I appreciate them letting you know, like, hey, this is what we're planning on launching. Now, this one has way more of an interesting backstory because it actually already launched on GameFound and failed. But that's not where the interesting aspect ends, because not only did it fail on GameFound, but you could probably speculate that the reason that it failed on GameFound was because this game and this designer, unfortunately, is attached to the god-awful dumpster fire known as Mythic Games. Now, I did a segment on Mythic Games, like an hour-plus segment, just breaking down just their slow, crumbling Kickstarter mess and how they were robbing Peter to pay Paul, it looked like. That was me scraping my fingernail on the chair, not a fart, by the way. And as you can see, Anastyr is not actually released, and you can see it's rated 27,879, which means it is abysmal. It's like terrible. Like, these games are going to be like, yeah, Connect 4 and Watch Your Mouth, which is where you just shove this thing in your mouth, and Star Trek, well, Bibleopoly. Okay, that's where they are. Not because of the game, because the game didn't release, but because people were pissed at Mythic Games. So this one I thought still looks super cool because it is a asymmetrical dexterity game. So we'll take a look at the GameFound page, and then we'll take a look at the upcoming Kickstarter page, and just spotlight this game, because honestly, I do feel bad for them, right? I think. How do I look at your video in here? Because from what I understand, and I want to make sure I give this information correctly, because I know a lot of people are going to be mad that I'm spotlighting this, because it's not just the designer of the game. There's also the fact, it's up here, they said we're not associated with the previous or current Mythic Games management. This is what I'll lead it with before I get into the really cool game. All of this bull crap, so then we can just brush that to the side and focus on the game, but I think is important. Hello everyone, a number of people have asked us whether any Mythic Games alumni are working This Is a Game. Oh, that's the name of the company. Working at This Is a Game. The transparent answer is yes, some of the Mythic Games creative staff are part of this company. Ew, bad look. Game designers, authors, graphic artists, scriptwriters who worked in development teams at Mythic Games who lost their jobs when the publisher restructured in 22. Way to spin it. We are in no way, shape, or form connected with the previous or current Mythic Games management. We wanted to continue creating games with our expertise, our taste for creativity, our own original universes, mechanics, and quite simply, because creating games and putting them in the hands of gamers is what we want to do, we've been working on just that for the past year and a half. Many people are well aware that we are not responsible for Mythic Games management. Some may still be angry with us, and we'd like to tell them that we understand them, and in a way we support them because we're also players, we're also backers, we're also the community, and we share your disappointment. You lost me, Chaz. Your indignation and your anger. We understand that there might be those that don't wish to support us, and they have every right to do so. Those who follow us know that we have always defended the community's interests, always been present on social media. We have always. See, this is what I'm talking about. We have always. Because he's saying we, even though it's a him, and he's referring to numerous people who worked at Mythic Games. And yes, the vast majority of these people probably did not have any part in their downfall, except for the fact they probably shouldn't have been hired because they didn't have enough money, and that's not their fault. But still, when you say we, I don't know. I'm just getting heavy vibes from this post specifically. That's like, yeah, we just took Mythic Games, cut out a little bit, and rebranded. Yeah. Okay, there we go. I don't really care because I think the game looks cool. Those who follow us know we've always done blah blah blah. We have always. Who's we? Whatever. Always been present on social media in the front line because nothing is worse than silence, a lack of listening, and respect. So now it sounds like you're defending how well Mythic Games did certain things, but not really. You're talking about you specifically, even though you were a part of Mythic Games. I don't know. No need to hash up stories. Good luck with the new project. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't either. Like, most people don't care, don't know. They're gonna be like, Anastyr, whatever. Like, there's not enough money here for people to have a long memory. Thanks, sir. Unfortunately, there's some confusion on the Super Fantasy Brawl Community Facebook group that proposed that we were Mythic Games Reborn, and that Mighty Shot was what Super Fantasy Brawl Round 2 was supposed to be. So we made the, what? Yeah, that looks bad. oh, I actually really just want to see this Super Fantasy Ball community Facebook post more than anything else going forward. I want to make that in front of like, whoa. So we made the above statement to provide transparency there, blah, blah, blah. Your publisher was part of Mythic Games Management. Your publisher. Your publisher. Okay. Maybe it's just me not knowing the terminology quite correctly, but Mythic Games is a publisher, and Cool Mini or Not is a publisher, and Milton Bradley is a publisher. So the publisher was part of. Oh, this is someone who just didn't read and just posted that? I think that's what it is. I think Mentor77 just. I'm going to guess they didn't read or something. So no tip for you, but I'm going to give it. No, I don't want to give a tip to that guy. Give a tip for that. Yeah, sure. That guy's right. 5 gold for you. And then 5 gold. On the contrary, I say, oh, this is them. Okay, so they responded to it. They edited it. Hey, sir, this is a game as a small team, but not one of us was included in the management infrastructure of Mythic Games for clarity. So that's what you lead with, Chaz. That's the people we hate. We don't care about the graphic designers, the artists, the this, that. We hate the dumbasses who decided that we were going to do this. And I would say we. I mean, I never backed a Mythic Game project ever, luckily. But I'm just saying, that's what you lead with. We are the creative, but we essentially gutted the creative part, and we went off on our own. That's how I'd lean into it, right? I would even lean into Anasteer. And trust me, we're pissed. We understand that you're angry, but we're even angrier than you are. Well, I wouldn't put it like that, but you know what I'm saying. The lead designer of this game was actually the lead designer of Anasteer, which raised, X amount of money on Kickstarter. The Mythic Games never fulfilled it. It looks like it never will get fulfilled ever. Like, that's how you bring other people to your side. You got to spin it, Chaz. Don't make me look for it. On the contrary, I stand on what I said. Member of your teams were part of MG management. Oh, okay. Well, that's different. David in your team was part of the management. He even used to call Leo Vesperi my brother when talking of him. David was clearly the right-hand man of Mythic Games' boss. This is no secret. And that's apart from the role he played as community manager, i.e. to be sure to say anything was okay and to give money for Anasteer when he should have warned people about what we know from the situation. Well, first and foremost, he's not, no one's going to warn, right? You would get fired. You would immediately get fired. Oh, you warned everybody we don't have money? Well, here, we're going to help that. We're going to cut some people, and it's you. Get the hell out. So I get that. But that's, let's throw 25 on 25. 356? Dang, no way. Yeah, and that's, unfortunately, it's buried here from January 29th. No one's going to look at it again because nobody's really reading this. But yeah, that is, now I kind of want to do some Google Foo. Because who the heck knows what this segment is? Normally it'd be a normal one. Mythic Quest. I don't want to get it. Oh, I like that guy. He's funny. He's a funny guy. I don't know. Mythic Quest. Yeah, I don't care. Whatever. We're done. With that segment. So that's what it is. If you are going to back this, you need to know that it looks like you're kind of backing a weird stepchild of Mythic Games in some way, shape, or form. That most likely 80% of the people working there, which probably, hopefully, isn't a large group of people, because that's how you get yourself in trouble. Right there. But there, we went into it. We talked about the big controversy. Now I want to talk about the game, because the game looks incredibly cool, and it's the one thing that really caught my eye was Crocodile meets King of Tokyo. And can we get to, there we go. Winter is coming, Mighty Shot. No, this is just I just want your video of your Kickstarter video. Do you not have a GameFound video? Oh, they don't. Did they take it down? Okay. Well, hopefully it's. Oh, let me go to Kickstarter again. So let's just look at the game, and then we'll catch back up on the Kickstarter because I accidentally deleted it out before this. So yeah, looks cool. What do we got leading off here? No video, but I'm assuming there will be a video. Yeah, that looks great. This is what I want. Out of my Dexterity game. I want my Dexterity game. I have lots of meat, lots of cards. I'm not paying for minis here. If I could get the standee version instead of this crap, that'd be spectacular. 2 to 4 players, 10 plus, 35 minutes. This is great. This is a game a young French studio and board game publisher made up of 5 people. Our DNA, creativity, creates original mechanics, building, blah, 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 Mighty Shot. So 5 people. I literally said 80% of your people probably aren't the ones who were the problem with Mythic Games, or one of the problems with Mythic Games. And now it looks like, yeah. So David, and then maybe 4 other people who were not David. At least if we're going based off what that guy who got 35 geek gold said, but somebody gave him 35 geek gold, so he must be credible. What's special? Arena faction, a mobile unique game, highly tactical, flick action combat, highly asymmetrical, great replayability, high quality components, quick to set up. Choose your favorite champions, hook up with your home field, start your duel. Ooh, that's cool. So you get a champion with his own unique board, and then you hook up. Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, let's see if we can find this. Let's see if I can find this on Kickstarter, because I want to see a hype video on this. Coming soon. And once again, I want to mention that this is what I saw when I picked this. I didn't know anything about the Anasteer stuff. That was just extra stuff I looked into. So here's what we got on their Kickstarter page upcoming. 274 followers so far. So they clearly don't have Mythic Games email list. But then again, if you use that email list, it'd be really bad. Is there sound? Is it me or is there no sound? Let me double check, see. Okay, no, it's them. Oh, hey, okay. It reminds me of, oh, what's that game? Caveman Curling back in the day. Great game. Really nice components. I'd love some music here. Oh, look at the cards. Oh, look at all the text of the cards. I'm in. Sold. Done. Yeah, I want it. I want this game. Like, this looks like a game designed for me. This is two of my favorite genres. Gameplay. KO your opponent. Set up your champion. Start your duel. And by the way, if you're interested in this Kickstarter project, there is a link down below. I don't get anything for you clicking on it, but they're you'll be one of their followers. Like I said, from the jump, this is just me talking about a game that I specifically thought looked really cool from the outside. And it looks core games for champions. So it looks a little bit like what they do with, say, like almost, what is it, Dice Thrones, where this could easily be the kind of thing where it's like, oh, we got our hands on a couple intellectual properties, and the next pack's going to be Alf or whatever, which, by the way, please, for the love of God, I actually tried to talk my former boss into this. I was like, we should buy some intellectual properties, because I think if you bought some weird ones, you'd start seeing them a lot in video games. Like if Panda Games bought the intellectual property rights to Alf, do you realize how much Alf would be in future games? Champions mini box. So we don't have the prices yet, which normally I'd knock them, but this is the Kickstarter preview page. Solo mode, fantastic. Oh, so that's what the boss battle adds. So it makes it so you can play solo, fantastic, great. And you did say 1 to 4 players. No, you said 2. That's dumb. Say 1. Show me those boxes too, honestly. Like, you got space here. I don't need a stinking tail. Show me 1 with an asterisk. I'll get the gist. I've shopped on Kickstarter enough. I know these things. Most people do. Acrylic Sandies for champions, minions, behind. Cool. Oh, that's a Kickstarter exclusive. Okay, so it's going to be miniatures. Dual time. Core champions. And the reason why I want to look at the Kickstarter a little first before I look at the game found is I want to see what they've changed. Because I always find it interesting when someone fails and they come back. So what's in the core box? 4 champions. I'd love to know the size of these. I'd love to know the size of that shooting range playmat. I'd love to know if that's going to be rolled up in the box. 1 home field game board. Looks good. 18 champion poker cards. So how many total cards we got total? Oh, this is just one person. So he has 18, 30. So it looks like 72 champion cards. So 18 card decks for the champions. That's not bad at all. They're going to have different tokens, different counters because they're highly asymmetrical. And of course, there's going to be expansions because, we're on Kickstarter. So let me see so is this the expansion right here? No, those are the 4. So what's the price? I'd love to know the price here. Preview, gameplay, that's all the stuff I need. We have French, good. Project is custom friendly because once again, France supports their Kickstarters massively. So this will be one of those few times where I'm going to call it. Day 1, United States of America will not be number 1. It will be France. All right, because they're just amazing. Barry Dublé is probably why. He's fantastic. So I want to check out the game found page, see what it was, see what price we're looking at roughly, and see where my hype check is at. No video, I gotta say, except for the one without sound, a little bit of a damper, because that video is going to be a banger, right? It's asymmetrical dexterity with like cards with tons of information. It gives you the King of Tokyo vibes, the Crocodile, the Caveman Curling vibes. It doesn't feel like it's going to be stupid expensive because we got standees instead of the stupid miniatures, unless we change that. Choose your champion, summon your minions, things, stuff. Okay. Haha, Octazil will make mincemeat out of you. Wow, that's a terrible quote to lead with. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. It's theme. Great, moving on. Gameplay. That's the only quote. That's the only quote we have. Neat. Arena faction and MOBA in a unique game. Once again, I actually had somebody in the comments telling me that. I was like, there's not that many MOBA games. I'm like, I feel like I see a lot of MOBA games. And maybe it's just because I cover Kickstarters and they're all about to come out over the next year. But I don't feel like MOBA is that special anymore in the game, the Kickstarter, at least in the Kickstarter game territory. I feel like I've covered at least 5 to 10 MOBA games. Now, granted, that's over like 1,000, so I guess it's not a lot. But is it a lot? I don't know. What's the most used mechanism? Probably action selection, hand management, some basic one. Choose your favorite champions, hook up your home field, start your duel. Yeah, this is all the stuff from the Kickstarter page, which makes sense. Why would you remove it? A 2v2 mode, duel 1v1 mode. Okay, solo mode, GameFound exclusive. Neat. I've got more than one card up my sleeve. Wow, cool. So you're telling me thematically what the different factions are. Neat. I'd rather have a content creator saying, wow, I love how different the factions are. My favorite is this because you always have... But you could instead just go thematic and no one will care. Why back now? Support us. This is a unique opportunity to support an original project and get Mighty Shot, a deluxe edition featuring acrylic standees and high quality miniatures. Why do I need both? Why do I need both? Don't you just love when you got to put half the contents back in the box? As a bonus, enjoy exclusive game boxes with shot-and-play QR codes for a chance to win prizes. Interesting concept. Don't hate it. Replace cardboard standees with acrylics and exceptional figurines in a specifically designed box. Oh, there's cardboard standees. What's the price on that one? Honestly, that one, I'd love if that's a $30 to $40 game. Like, whew. Count me in. I know that's Kickstarter, 10 to 12 years ago logic, but hey, with tariffs, with rising prices, I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming. It's probably gonna be the next 2-3 years. I'm gonna guess that there's gonna be a lot more people going to the standard versions than the deluxe ones, because a lot of people have entered in the hobby, and a lot of people are gonna start getting their Kickstarter games, and a lot of people are gonna start getting disappointed, and hopefully companies will realize that. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they won't because I'm wrong. And Bauer's Law will stand that everyone wants to spend a boatload of money on every single game, no matter how deep, complex the mechanisms are. We all want to spend $200 on our games. Payment in 5 free installments for purchase of $41 or more. So that equals out to 205 euros, by the way. I love it. I love when I talk randomly out my butt and it just makes sense like a couple seconds later. Kablam, boom, I'm going to make... Oh, cool. They're the explosion people. I'm glad you put that in a quote. I could have told that just from bombs. Reserve your product now and pay when the campaign pledge ends. Dual time. So hopefully they got feedback from people as well. Because this page, it has a lot, but I guess it doesn't have the featured price, which is really what I'm looking for. So I can't knock that too hard. And then, wow, we got our cart in front of the horse. We have not only the base game and 1 expansion. We have 2 expansions. We have 3 expansions. Is that 3 expansions right here? Are these all the same? Yeah, it's another expansion, so that's 3 expansions along the solo one. Oh, could I have 4? I know you want 4, you greedy greedsters. You're with Mythic, and that's what sank them. It's like, we could just keep adding more and more and more and more and more. And then, oh, shoot, the mold for that one thing is holding up everything else, and it's going to take an extra month and a half, and now this price is, yeah. $60, wow, that's fantastic. 1 champion, oh. Ick. $60 for your dual pack for your unproven game? Ew. Oh, that's because it's the stupid deluxe one. Got it. All right. So how many people took that? It doesn't show me anymore? Oh, you suck, GameFound. I want to know. I want to know. $40? It doesn't feel great, but it doesn't feel bad. Especially when you factor in that it has minis and standees, I think, which, I mean, whatever. And then we have the 143 for 6. Yeah. See, if you were a proven commodity, this would be like, I'd be like, okay, but I don't know. It's fine. It's a fine price. 40, 40, 40, 23. I'm overlooking this. This is fine. Hot Shot Deluxe Pledge. 170, 198. Okay. $200 in and out the door. It's not terrible for 4 boxes, but I do think the decision to put 4 characters in 1 box is way better, because I mean it's gonna make it cheaper, and I just does anybody like this format, like the 2-2-2? I guess I don't know. it just feels like this is exactly why I get annoyed with Kickstarter, honestly. I'm going to take a second. I'm going to explain exactly why this annoys the living crap out of me. Because this is the norm. This is what I always complain about. All of this could be in one big box. Like, it's just like, yeah, we got 6 characters. We put them all in the box. If you'd like to pay extra, you can get the miniatures. That's a separate box. Like, it could be a clean, clear crap. You're like, oh, no! People are going to want 2-packs. We'll let people pick which 2-packs they want. Like, oh, come on. I know why they did that. That's because they're trying to push you into the more expensive one. But it's still, I don't know. And so, hopefully they do it a bit different. Unboxing teasing. Okay. We got videos here. Lots of videos. Lots of French videos, English videos. Okay. Quality assurance. Our neoprene shooting ranges are beautiful, durable shooting ranges. Okay. Talk about the components. What I want. Just want shipping. That's it. I don't want to see the comments. So I'm in on this, by the way. My hype check is still good. I'm going to give this a grade at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you said it was 5 people. But a lot of these aren't going to be people who are working for them. Like, this is probably just a contractor. Like, a lot of these are going to be people that they're just giving credit to, which I do appreciate. So when you see this, don't be like, oh my gosh, they're going to do it again. Yeah, it looks like that's the Dave that they were talking about. So that's like the team. That's like the big team. Communication and localization, community, company partner, Don't Panic Games CEO. So what did Cedric do? I feel like people would want to know this, so I'm going to look at it. Cedric, Mythic Games. So what was his role at Mythic Games? I'm curious. Because David is the one that one guy was saying. No, Mythic Games hasn't gone into liquidation. Well, let's see what this is about. This took a different turn. Let's go. There's news. Just news. Nothing else from me on the situation. I'm one of the backers for hell. That's all. Con artists live to fight another day. LOL. So let's see. No, Mythic Games hasn't gone to liquidation, but its fate should be decided by the end of the month. Oh, they went. They died. Okay, cool. That notice describes the liquidations of Mythic's French subsidiary, created to pay French employees of the company, which was become an unused shell business ever since Mythic fired all of its permanent staff 2 years ago. Okay. Yeah. You want to see just all the bad stuff about Mythic Games? I shot a video about it. It was a lot. It's a lot. It's like an hour-plus video. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about Mighty Shot. And I think it's going to be a super fun game that looks great. But man, I cannot help but feel like this is totally just Mythic Games. But we trimmed some fat, changed the name, and we had to cut some ties with some other people. Like, that's exactly what it feels like. And that's probably not what it is. I hope that's not what it is. But that's what it feels like it is after I did some due diligence and some looking into both the projects. That looks great. Like the back. That's how you do it back in the rule book right there. Jiminy Christmas. Oh, that's the player aid. Index on the back, beautiful. Okay, I'll show you yeah, okay, whatever. We anticipate opening the Pledge Manager February 2025, and boy, do we have some cool add-ons planned. So USA, okay. Let's check out the comments, updates, and give this one a final grade. Let's see how they handled this. I guess failure. That feels like a harsh word, but it failed to fund, so it is a failure. Just feels like a harsh word. All right. So this is 11:25. New videos explaining the show. Oh, they didn't have videos. Oh. Trailer. So when did they launch? Does it say when so they canceled? Because I don't want to say they didn't have a video. They did. So they canceled on 12/6. Okay, so they probably launched late mid-November. Gutsy choice, right around Thanksgiving. That's a lot of people try and typically avoid that one. With this style of game, I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily going to be a problem. It's a 3-hour Euro game. It's a different story than if it's an asymmetric King of Tokyo Crocodile crossover type thing. In theory, right? What the heck was I looking at? I got lost. There's so many tabs, Mighty Shot. All right, Kickstarter. I don't need to see you anymore. You're gone. Don't need you anymore. Where were we? Don't need you anymore. You're gone. You're gone. It was GameFound. We're looking at GameFound. Ah, yeah, updates, comments, because I wanted to see what their last update was, like how they handled, like, not pre-launch page, not live. Mighty Shot reload 214. Mighty Shot reloading for action behemoths. So this was after they failed Champion's roll call. This is after a full-on duel. After this is oh no, this was before. Okay. So it's the reloaded. Let's see how they handle this. First and foremost, thank you for your incredible support and enthusiasm for Mighty Shot. We're deeply grateful for the interest and feedback you've shared with us during this campaign. It's been invaluable. Also, launching on GameFound, like, with this just doesn't... I mean, every time a GameFound project fails, I like, in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, well, you should probably went to Kickstarter because you're going to have way more people looking at your project. But while we've decided to cancel the current campaign, this is far from the end, and Cinemark said blah, blah, blah. Why the change? December proved to be a challenging time to run a campaign, especially for a young studio like ours, as we continue building visibility, particularly in the U.S. market. However, this experience has been a treasure trove of lessons. The good news, the feedback we received has been overwhelmingly positive, showing how much Mighty Shot resonates with players, content creators, and followers. Many have reached out to praise the game's originality and quality of the game, blah, blah, blah. What's next? Work on Mighty Shot, continues full speed, internal okay, outside is progress, rule booklet. So that's a nice little graphic there. Stay tuned for updates on our Facebook page. Thanks again. Let's see what people said. I agree with most of what has been said regarding configuration. The gameplay is simple in the best way possible and strategic, so the variety really comes from different factions. So only having 2 per box was cost prohibitive. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, and it feels just like crappy from their end. It's like, because there's not a lot for each one. It just feels like you being greedy and wanting to have 3 boxes to sell. There's a way to do it. Having all faction shapes as 1 box would give the most action. Oh, there is, right? You just have to buy the big plunge level. I also am on board with all acrylics and no miniatures. Yeah, miniatures feel incredibly unnecessary and a cash grab. They feel like a Mythic Games thing. While some people buy and add on packs of miniatures, I think more would pledge at a lower price option with no miniatures. Hell, like, honestly, I'd love the standee version with, like, give me like a $30, I'll just buy the acrylics. And no one has mentioned, but I think the cardboard standees were just fine. However you want to focus on production value, I would only offer acrylic standees at the lowest price possible. And they, of course, did not respond. Okay. Also, the playmats for the different factions are cool, and I do like them. Possibly, if you do a box of all 6 champions, you should come up with a neutral design playmat, so you only need 2 in the box instead of 6. Yeah, it's going to raise your costs. The problem is the price regarding the content / number of heroes. Otherwise, many more people would have pledged. Oh, I wonder if they're doing the typical bullcrap where they were just going to unlock it, unleash it, or unstretch goal it as the project went on. So you'd be like, oh, look at this amazing value. Thanks for your feedback. Oh, you copied their name. So from your perspective, it was the configuration and price point of the champion duel sets that you felt was cost prohibitive? And what other configuration that included more champions would be a better option? All of them! Duh! I may be wrong, but this is exactly what I felt when I looked at your campaign page indeed. I immediately thought that more than 1 duel set would be needed for variety. Problem was that 2 duel sets, so only 4 champions, would separately, or even 3 duel sets in a bundle. That price point was quite high for a game of your category. Yup! That's like... And this is what I said. If you were a pre-existing thing, you could get away with this. Dice Throne does this, nobody's going to bat an eye. Actually, they might be like, that price is terrible. You're going to mass-produce the snot out of these. But you get what I'm saying. I'll support you no matter what, but I would like to have a crystal acrylic standees without minis. Thanks! Truly appreciate your support for the fledgling company. For this fledgling company. Again, for clarity, so your turnoff was the inclusion of the miniatures in the deluxe set, and your preference would be the current... yeah. Yes, I prefer consistency at this point. Okay, so let's see what the most popular one is. Kind of sad to hear it, but it's probably the right decision. I hope you'll be back. When you relaunch, you might consider having just 1 big box with acrylics, no minis, containing all currently existing champions, duel sets, and then allow the miniature addicts like me to buy those separately. See, like, this is just... What's the word? Duh. Yeah, duh is the word I'm looking for. Or greed-duh-e. Those 2 words. Create a much better perception of the value that you already have, and you reduce the number of SKUs. Ooh, look at you using fancy words. I agree that most of this been regarding configuration. The problem was the price regarding, I may be wrong. I will support you no matter what. It's sad, yes, but it's from my point of view the best opportunity you could choose. The feedback from the last few days was very constructive. I think you can change some pledges and things that could really work it out. On the other hand, yeah, I think so as well. So final grade for Mighty Shot on the Kickstarter hype check is if you don't mind the fact that, yeah, deep down you're probably just going to think you're back in Mythic Games, then yeah, it looks really cool. Like, there's videos, there's a rule booklet, there's gameplays, there's everything you need to make an informed buying decision. And I'm excited to check out this Kickstarter when it launches. But I want to wait a couple weeks because I want people to set the comment section on fire, or not. But you got to give it some time, if so. Because I have a feeling that if I'm doing Google Foo, and I have never been burned by Mythic Games. In fact, they treated me to a really nice lunch once at Gen Con and showed me some game. And man, I had some really good food, some fancy beer. It was great. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, final grade is a B plus. Yeah, I think if that video, that 30-second video that looked really cool and had some sound and maybe a voiceover, this would be up to an A minus, because honestly, I don't give a single hoot about their back-end controversy with Mythic Games. I assume that they're going to try and do everything in their power to deliver this well, because if they don't, then those Mythic Games people will come out, and they do not want that to happen. They want this to be the start of a new brand, of a new company, of everyone forgetting. There's another Rayman board game coming out. Everyone forgetting that Mythic Games ever existed. And, oh, it already did come out. You're just showing me stuff that's get out of here. Final grade is an A, B+. Let me know in the comments below what's your final grade for Mighty Shot. And also in the comments below, let me know what you think about this Kickstarter hype check segment. Like I said, it's just going to be when I see a game and I'm like, man, that game looks really stinking cool. But yeah, let me know feedback. What was good? What was bad? What you did? What you get rid of? Let me know in the comments below. Ooh, board game shirts. As always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Also, quick show note. Next week is going to be a crapshoot. It is spring break, so who the heck knows? Oh man, those shirts are cool. Yeah, okay, bye. Gotta go. Those shirts, check them out next week. Oh, that's not how I end this. Spilled all over my face.